Well, new political party Arise South Africa, led by Mpho Dagada, a fourth industrial revolution commissioner in the presidency, and now president of Arise SA, has introduced a weekend political school and is here to tell us a little bit about it, as well as what it aims to achieve. Mpho, thank you so much for joining us here on the morning show. Let's talk a little bit about this. Arise South Africa, yet another political party that has been brought to the fold. We've got lots of political parties in this country. However, we have got minimum participation when it comes from young people. So, as a person that wants to contest the 2024 elections, why should people even vote for you?
So when we look at young people in South Africa, they are the ones who are most depressed in our country.
Yeah.
We've got over 58% of young people unemployed. Our crime rate is rampant. No businesses investing in South Africa. Load shedding, a problem that the government knew since 1998, is still a problem till date. So young people are very frustrated and they feel like they have no voice. Because when they look into parliament, it's 60-year-olds, it's 70-year-olds. The Minister of Youth is 74 years old.
Yeah.
So young people are very frustrated and not feeling like they're being represented. So we saw it to ourselves to say, let us arise. Let us actually stop this depression, stop being on Twitter and complaining as young people. Let's actually come up to the table, because we went to school. We educated and we did this purpose so that we can build our country. That's the reason why the elders fought in the apartheid struggle. The reason they fought so that we, the born frees, can come out and actually lead and come with this new innovation and come with this new technology. So Arise South Africa is here to change everything completely and build this great vision of a new country, South Africa.
So I respect you for being a young person that wants to get into politics and is getting into politics, and you're putting your money where your mouth is, or your vote where your mouth is in this respect. However, as we've seen, even with the past local government elections, where we saw with the previous elections, national elections, the decline of youth participation in the South African context is one that has been happening since 1994. Right? Youth participation was at about what, or people participation was about 80% in 1994. It has slowly declined. I think it hit the 46% mark in the local government elections. That means that young people are not buying the message. You may be sitting here, you may be young, you may be saying we are the option, we are the good choice. But the truth of the matter is, young people are not waking up in the morning, standing in the queue, putting the X where it matters, and actually changing the political discourse of the country. So there is something that you're doing wrong. What do you think it is?
So that's a very interesting thing that you say. What we're finding is that mostly the parents are saying to us, we want to support this because we see our young children at home depressed, no employment. We want to support this. So we've got a lot of adults that are saying, young people, this is new, this is energetic, it's different, we want to support it.
Yeah.
But the big issue that we've got here, the reason why young people are despondent, is our government is completely unacceptable when it comes to young people. We had Elon Musk recently want to give every South African internet through Starlink. This is a South African-born person who wants to build internet from the sky, the satellites, on the moon, or rather in the stratosphere, and wants to make sure that every South African has got internet access. Our government is the one that's blocking him. And do you know how they're blocking him? Because they want a piece of the pie. They're saying to him, dude, everybody works, take a cool drink. This is South Africa. What are you giving me? And Elon Musk is unable to give back to South Africa. He's saying, I want to give back to communities. Every rural area in South Africa today should have access to internet through Starlink. But they are blocking it. And when we look deeper into the problem, these are the people, these are the cadres, the ANC vet, the people that they themselves are very much invested in the companies that continue to keep the data prices high, that continue to keep young people without hope because they don't have any online learning processes. They can't participate in the global economy. Load shedding is taking away their internet access. They can't even do jobs online in other countries.
Yeah.
And it's those same people that are benefiting, a few of them. When you look into the proxies of MTN, Vodacom, and you see who owns those things, you realize that most of these politicians are BEE deals that are benefiting. And to them, to block Elon Musk from developing his own country means nothing. For them, it's easy because
But what are you going to do? Because we're not answering this question. What are you going to do that is so different? Elon Musk is one thing. Internet connectivity is another thing. But you know what matters to a young person in South Africa? I don't have a job.
Interesting. So what we're going to do and what we've started is we've started off with a political school to teach every single young person about the power of their vote and how they themselves can begin to love their country, participate in their country, hold their country available and hold it accountable as well. But we've got lots of policies that we're working on. One of them being manufacturing. We truly believe that many manufacturing industries can be born out of Africa. One of them being new industries. We're looking at the fourth industrial revolution, blockchain technology, artificial intelligence. All these things are shaping the world globally, and at a very cheap price, by the way, much cheaper than the systems we actually got at the moment. And we want to implement these things. Now, back to the Starlink matter. Government wants to open Wi-Fi hotspots all around the country. That's an expensive process. Starlink is in the air and it beams through and everybody's connected fast speed at a cheap price. Why is the government not engaging Elon Musk, a South African, on making sure that young people have internet in the schools, in the universities? They can able to have internet outside of load shedding. What we see a very corrupt government. South Africa loses 300 billion per year to corruption only. 300 billion every single year goes to corruption. We've got South Africans that want to develop and do great things in this country. They are stopped because politicians want to.
You're telling me what the ANC is doing wrong. I think every South African who has felt despondent, especially since, let's say, about 2009 or so, about the country and the direction of the country, will agree with you. They'll say, yes, we know this, but we've known this for a couple of years now. What are you going to bring different to the table? Why is it that a person, again, what is going to make me come next year, get up from my bed, go to the voting station, stand in that long queue? You and I both know how long that queue is. It's not very short. Stand in the queue, put an X on Arise South Africa instead of putting an X on any other political party that is represented in this country. I hear Elon Musk. Elon Musk is not going to be here in 2024 come voting day. But what are you going to do?
All right. Now, the reason I bring Elon Musk is because many of the jobs that people look for come from international companies. It's multinationals that come into any country and invest. They build the plants, they build the jobs, and they bring in jobs. When we talk about Elon Musk, we're talking about somebody who owns Tesla, who wanted to build battery factories in Africa. Yeah. Now, if you look, South Africa has every component needed to build a battery. The reason why we don't have any battery building companies here is because whenever they want to come in from any technological advancement, they all told the same thing: we need a bit of a cool drink. So if we fix this issue, we fixed unemployment for young people, because companies can then flock in and know that we're working in a trust system where the government is actually reputable. But talking about the young people that don't want to vote, one of the things at Arise South Africa that we're doing is we're petitioning the IEC to say young people want to vote online. Come 2024, young people don't want to stand in lines. We've seen that. Young people do everything on their phone. We want the IEC to include online voting. Of course, they can still keep the old systems of people voting for the elderly, etc. But for young people, we want online voting backed with blockchain technology.
How's the IEC responding to your request? Are they blue ticking you? Or are they saying that we will revert back? I mean, look, it's not a bad idea. Many countries are doing it. I think that even in, was it Namibia, that was actually doing it as well. There are many countries that are implementing that kind of strategy. Where's the IEC on this?
So the IEC is coming to the table to say we want to hear what young people have to say. Yeah. And what we're saying is we're wise to that statement, because wanting to hear and doing are two different things. So we're going to submit a petition formally and let them do the process. And in our petition, we're showing them a blockchain prototype that does online voting. We're giving them the solution to say this is how it works. Just you need to implement. That's it. Yeah. Remember, it's cost effective as well. So that's one of the things. But we're prepared to even move on forward and make sure that we put pressure on them as young people, because majority young people are saying it doesn't make sense. Already the government is so corrupt. We're losing 300 billion per year through corruption. What's going to stop them from stealing the votes of the young people? What's going to stop them after young people have gone out, stood in lines and voted? What's going to stop them for changing the ballot papers like they did in Nigeria? So young people are saying until we see this implementation happening or the discussion happen, we are not happy, and we will continue to engage them. One of the other things that we want to also pay close attention to is the fact that young people are the majority. Young people in this country, they are the majority, yet they benefit the least. How does a majority benefit the least? When we look in South Africa, the ages of 18 to 35, that's the majority of the country. Yet there are no businesses coming out of those people. There's no funding getting to those people. Those people are not seen or heard. And it's important to realize that they need to arise. It's an active word where you were depressed. We've seen what's gone on.
So you're going to solve this issue. You're going to address all of this. And you're absolutely correct by saying that young people, if every single young person who is eligible to vote decided to go vote and vote for a different political party, this country will be governed by a different political party. I hear you 100%. And you're saying don't just vote for a different political party, vote for me.
Yes, and I'm saying to you that one of the things that we've done is our policy. our policy framework. So we are basing our political party on ideas.
Yeah.
We're saying, we've seen how the other parties do it. It's about were you in the struggle? Who's your father? Was your mother a veteran? Was this? We're saying bring your ideas. We're very governed like in Dubai, where we say ideas first before the person. So every young person has access to bring their ideas. We run our branches on WhatsApp groups, where young people are able to just type a text on WhatsApp and say, hey, I've seen this prototype, it works, I want to implement it, I'm ready. And immediately it's in our policy frameworks.
Yeah.
On our websites, we're engaging every week with our people to make sure that they're aware of this. Our political school, we discuss how blockchain technology can be used, how artificial technology can be used. We discuss all these things and show our people, because we've realized that when we do take power, which we will come 2024, our people need to be ready. And for us to prepare them, it doesn't start then. It starts today with our political school. And that's why every single member of Arise joins the political school. We start by renewing your mind to say, as a South African, you must love your country. What does loving South Africa do? What does loving South Africa do to a nation? What do people do when you renew their mind and start to let them think like an eagle? And throughout this whole process...
Look, I certainly do say to you that it is something that is very refreshing to see a young person that has entered into the political fold. How that will translate come 2024 yet remains to be determined. But keep the push on, because at the end of the day, and I will agree with you on this thing, if young people all decided to get up in the morning and decided to vote, this country would have a different political governance. But unfortunately, they don't even know the power that is in their own X. So 2024, I know it's not the last time we'll be having this conversation, so we'll have this conversation very soon. We'll leave it here for now. Of course, Mpho Dagada, they're the leader of political party Arise SA, giving us more on what exactly the political school aims to do. But not only that, also, why is it that you as a young person, particularly in this country, should vote for